In the Digital Participation Project, we worked with 14 teachers, 7 primary and 7 secondary, to co-develop approaches to digital literacy in the classroom. So teachers designed activities that they felt would help their students to develop digital literacy from within their subject teaching, so developing the components of digital literacy at the same time as they also developed their subject knowledge. Teachers designed activities that they felt would foster the components of digital literacy, so those components being able to be creative with digital technology and understanding that technologies themselves are created, being able to critically engage with digital technology and engage in critical thinking skills around the effect of technology and the use of technology in society, collaborating in order to create meaning with technology, finding and selecting information, developing cultural and social understanding and understanding that our use of technology is affected by all sorts of cultural and social and historical understandings. Developing good communication skills and understanding how to communicate in diverse formats and modes using technology. E-safety, so making sure that you stay safe when you use technology, whether that be the internet or mobile phones, and also those functional skills that allow you to actually operate and use technology. The project explored teachers' and learners' experiences as they went about developing digital literacy in the classroom and looks at their activities really as first steps in developing digital literacy from within their teaching and learning.
The reason I wanted to be involved in the Digital Participation Project was I thought it'd be quite interesting to explore with other teachers what digital literacy really was and take the opportunity to take a bit more time to reflect how we could develop it with our students.
I take digital literacy to be the ability for students to access, engage, evaluate, analyse and use digital technology in a responsible environment. The project I did with FutureLab and with the students was called I call it the Fractured Earth Project. The students were given a tagline, the Earth is a beautiful yet terrifyingly awesome planet. And the project was all about students working collaboratively and analysing and evaluating any technology that they used. The learning objectives were fairly open, but the scaffolding and the planning was quite rigorous, but purely around evaluation and analysing the technology and the thought processes that the students were going through.
Well, basically we started off by just being given a quick PowerPoint on our project, which is we just got given the name Fractured Earth. Well, then we got into groups with friends, so that's quite good. We got to choose who we went with and started planning what we wanted to do on the project, just what angle we were going to go from.
Well, we made a main PowerPoint with most information about all the natural disasters, and we made several videos of what the outcomes were.
Yeah, we did earthquakes, tsunamis, tornadoes, and what else did we do? Hurricanes. So we did a different video clip for each one, and then we put it all together and put some facts about the different things.
And
we all had different roles. So.
Yeah, and for the main outline, I used some software that mixed music to fit in with the PowerPoint.
It's developed our team working skills a lot because we just work on our own and do writing and stuff. And we've used a lot more technology in the project as well.
We usually sit down and we have a learning objective and we do the work, but we got the chance to kind of do what we wanted to do and what we enjoyed, even though it had to be based on Fractured Earth.
In the project, I used the skills that I've got from outside of school, such as Macromedia, Flash, animation and music.
At the end of each session, so at the end of each hour session, 15 minutes was given aside for students to create a video learning diary of their learning and what they'd done that day. So they would ask each other questions on what sort of skills we used today, what technology have we used today, has our technology helped us, has it hindered us, what can we take forward for the next session, how could we use the skills that we're using in class today in the outside world, and so forth. And that was recorded and documented and then stitched together and then was shown alongside their actual finished piece at the end of the whole project.
I think we used team working and our creative skills because we had to think up new names and think what we're going to do in our project, and team working because obviously new team, so we have to work out what's going on.
Okay then, which do you think would be your next steps?
Well, we got to get the stuff we need to make our film, which is written on a sheet. Do you want to show the sheet, Lizzie? Here. So you need to get these things. And then obviously make our film.
This work fitted quite nicely with a wider piece of work that we're doing within the school, developing student competencies, one of which is the communication skills. So it seemed kind of appropriate for me to develop that theme, particularly with my e-learning responsibility, to look at how digital technologies could support that and all the different tools and the opportunities that that gives students to communicate in different ways.
We were told to answer the question of what is the molecule of life, which of course is DNA, and we were supposed to describe it and kind of teach it, but we were given 3 different methods that we could use: a PowerPoint, video or a podcast, and I chose a podcast.
And we thought of our audience for the podcast to be about our age, so we didn't use like really hard words.
Yeah, it was more basic, and we didn't ramble on for ages because we know that like people rambling on gets really boring.
And we also kind of repeated what we were saying, sometimes using different like words.
Yeah,
so
phrasing it differently.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, they went for the kind of idea that a good communication was like a good PowerPoint presentation or something like that. They didn't think about the different other methods that were available.
I think it helped broaden our minds, like different types of communication.
Yeah, and also how you can learn, because you were doing something and then like when you were watching the presentations and the videos, you could tell whether you were learning from those different things, so that was really good as well.
What the biggest challenge for me was getting the information across. I think that was the most challenging thing, to kind of describe how DNA works and why it is the molecule of life, because we don't have pictures, we can't show what it is, we didn't have animations, so it really kind of pushed my descriptive skills and just kind of had to slow down and really kind of not make it boring, but at the same time it was getting the right balance.
Definitely don't buy the digital natives argument. I really feel that, that our students are growing up with a huge amount of technology around them. They can't remember a time before the internet and those sorts of technologies, but actually understanding how those technologies can be used effectively, what their purpose is, where the boundaries are. I think they really struggle, and I think that is something that we do need to kind of give them an opportunity to explore and reflect on, and actually help inform them about the different technologies, what their purpose is, and how they might be kind of flexed and used in different ways.
If you give them a completely open brief within really strict sort of evaluation analysis sort of framework, but if you give them an open brief, then I think the work's better. I think the students appreciate the learning experience more. It's more memorable for them. Hopefully they remember the content that they're learning as well.
I've seen how it frees up many of the students in terms of their creativity, and that was the big thing for me. Where there were students who I would describe as being quite shy and withdrawn, who just stood up in front of everybody and gave brilliant presentations, because I think they felt kind of liberated by the fact that everybody was having to do it and everybody knew that everyone was having a good crack at it. And I was really surprised by I'm really proud of a couple of students who really kind of just excelled themselves because they'd had the time to just consider it and actually put some thought into it and get themselves prepared, and then they had the confidence therefore to kind of talk more and demonstrate their understanding better. I definitely plan to continue developing the digital literacy or communication skills much further. I've learned a lot from this project, and it's really given me an enthusiasm to try it out with lots of different groups